Nigel, thanks very much for joining me on Member Monday, or rather, thanks for welcoming me to your Chelsea Harbour showroom.
You're very welcome.
First of all, tell us a little bit about the suite of brands under House of Rohl.
Yeah, so the House of Rohl is a family name for a group of brands that comprises of Perrin Rowe, Victoria and Albert, Shores of Darwin, and Riobel. And the background to the House of Rohl actually goes back to the Rohl family, and there's a guy called Ken Rohl who came over to Europe in the 1970s, was amazed at the quality of products that you could get here for kitchen and bathroom market, and set up his own business to distribute those products in America. He saw that market and was a big part of establishing that luxury market, which is now so strong in America. So the Rohl family were involved in that business for a long time. They got to the stage where they were big enough actually to acquire some of the brands that they distributed. Rohl as a distributor is now part of a bigger business called Fortune Brands. And the House of Rohl is a relatively recent introduction to enable us to market these brands together, to present these brands as a group, so that we can grow more effectively.
Okay, so we've got within the family Shores of Darwin, Riobel, Perrin Rowe, V&A, all active within the bathroom market. What sort of trends are you seeing within the bathroom sector that those brands are responding to?
So I think the big underlying trend, which I think drives lots of other sort of smaller trends within it, is personalisation. And I think, if you think back at the history of sort of bathroom design over the last 30 years, I think that they've got to a point where there was almost an orthodoxy around that sort of very clinical, minimalist white bathroom, which was very beautiful and worked very well for a lot of people. But I think there's been a reaction against that over the last 5 or 10 years, as I think people have got the confidence to start designing things that work better for them and reflect more of what they want in that space. And I think that's been very heavily driven by social media, which has given people the ideas, the stimulation, the inspiration to go and do things that are a little bit more individual. And certainly the people we talk to in the showroom now aren't designing for investment purposes or for the next owner of the property. They're really designing for themselves to create something that's much more about self-fulfillment. And you've seen that, I think, across the market, in the explosion of products that's responded to that. And for us specifically, Victoria and Albert's now available with 200 different exterior rail colours, which is just about as much colour choice as you need. For Perrin Rowe, it's involved lots of new finishes, and in fact, this would have been, almost impossible to believe 10 years ago. But chrome is now a minority seller in our finishes range. So that, I think, is driving a lot of those smaller changes. It's been driven by this, real drive towards personalisation.
You mentioned confidence there in the context of consumers and design. Let's talk about confidence in terms of the industry. Lots going on, talking about headwinds within the economy. How are you feeling as a business about 2023?
Yeah, I think we're still very positive. We definitely have the headwinds that are pushing us forward from the pandemic and people's time that people are spending at home, concentrating on their own space and thinking about the things they wanted to do to improve that. And I think we're still seeing the projects that people have been planning and have been gestating over that period still coming to fruition even now. So, with Perrin Rowe and Victoria and Albert and Shores particularly, they're still catching up for us to do there. But I think, as we get into this year, we feel that we've had a good start, and some of the benefits also coming together as a family, I think we will start to see this year. So we're very positive about 2023 overall.
Good stuff. And one final question, if I may, because House of Rohl's brands are great UK manufactured products across several of the brands sold around the world.
Yeah.
What sort of export markets is the company in?
So, we're very big exporters. So Perrin Rowe, almost half of what Perrin Rowe makes goes to America, and we have a foundry up in Wolverhampton for Perrin Rowe. It's assembled down in Raynham on the edge of East London. For Shores, it's similar. About half of what we make is exported to America, but we also export strongly to Australia and to some other markets around Europe. Victoria and Albert actually we sell more abroad than we do in the UK, and that's a product that is designed here and made in South Africa. That's exported all over the world. So we're very export driven as businesses, and we see the growth opportunities. Certainly, there's still a lot of growth for us in the UK, but there's real opportunities in some of our in some of the other markets that we're responsible for, both in Europe and in the Far East. And there's in coming together as the House of Rohl, where we've got strength, say in certain markets with Victoria and Albert, we can use that to bring our other brands in, and equally where we're strong with Perrin Rowe, we can bring Victoria and Albert, Shaw's and Riobel in on the back of that. So we should start to see, that those things balance out as we grow.
Nigel, great to see you.
Thank you very much, Tom.